How you guys doing? That satellite man's still burning my teeth, and they're violating my royal diplomatic immunity in America and my untouchable status. Now, in reference to people, it even tells there's Treasury documents says that people are not allowed to try to challenge my status. Like people trying to bully me, people trying to pick a fight with me. It even says that on Treasury documents. It even says don't scare me and don't damage things on my body and don't mark on my body. So why haven't these people been arrested? In reference to the situation of these people, why are they doing this? They kidnapped me from California. They murdered my parents. I mean, these people was involved. And, they've been burning my face and teeth with satellites and handheld lasers and stuff like that. My teeth are real. And this person knows my teeth are real every time they've damaged them. All my time is accounted for every minute. Where I've been on TV shows and movies in the past and growing up, and and these people are spying on me all the time. What is this for? Someone might say. What's the meaning of this that you're trying to do? You're violating my parents. You're violating my race and religion. You're violating my family history. You're violating my personal life. You're violating my public life. You're violating my rights and privileges and status in America. And then you're going to say, well, there are people, they've communicated this before, saying, there are people said they didn't never have much. Well, if Americans went to your country, they probably wouldn't have very much over there either. And you're trying to play this game like you thought you would try to say that you were trying to be something by tearing down other people that came from, not in reference to, people are important, of course, but this is an analogy of somebody saying, well, they said, well, these people came from nothing and they never had nothing. Well, back in the beginning or when people came into this country, there wasn't much built in this country. But then things got built. Or, this is just an analogy in reference to people. People would say something like, they never had nothing, or they came from nothing. And then you thought stealing other people's identities, you thought you came from something? In the analogy of a lot of people that came into this country that came from nothing, in the analogy of, wealth or whatever, why would you think stealing somebody else's ownership would make you think that you were wealthy or that you came from nothing? So you thought you'd steal other people's stuff that came from nothing but had been in this country before you and created things and made success. And obviously your people seem to have this history of claiming you came from nothing, but then there's other people in this country that came from nothing before your people came into this country, and you've tried to murder them off and you've tried to steal everything from them. So why do you think that in your political regime or your dirty government claiming that since you came from nothing and you thought you'd steal in America? That doesn't make sense. But you understand the history of analogy or theory of what somebody might say. These people claim they came from nothing, so they thought they'd steal from people that came from nothing, but had made themselves successful early on because they had been in America before these people. Do you understand that? There's people that came from nothing, came into this country, made yourselves into millionaires and billionaires. These people are trying to murder off people that came from wealth. They're trying to murder off people that came into this country and didn't have very much, and then they worked and managed their money successfully and became rich. So who are you to come into this country and say that you never had nothing when there's been other people that came into this country or people that was in this country that didn't have very much and they made themselves successful? What makes you think you have any right burning them and damaging their faces and teeth? And your activities are trying to murder off people that own things in America. Who are you? What race you came from? Or where are you from, government man? You came into this country to attack the rich and famous? There's rich and famous people from the country you came from. Why do you think you have any right stealing from Americans? What's the leader of your country? What's the wealthy class of the country you came from? People need to see this in a documentary or something. These people coming into America to rip off America and to murder Americans and to steal wealth in America. These people damaging people's teeth, damaging their face. That's why we need to know what class you came from, what schools you went to. Because that's not etiquette. And that's not ethical for you to be doing that. And you're violating the reputation of my dentist. My dentist has known me longer than you people. My dentist knew my mother and father. So people need to know who you think you are with your accusations, psycho man. Why you think you had any right downgrading people with your mutilations and your theft, and then claiming you thought you were above people? You're trying to fleece America? Trying to steal from people, government man? Damaging their faces and teeth? Who are you? We need to see your dental records and your dental hygiene history, government man. Need to check to see if you had any plastic surgery either in this country or in the country you came from. You came into America to steal from people and to steal people's identities? Are you using government money to fund your government agents getting nose jobs or rhinoplasty on your noses? And you're trying to fool Americans? You need to go into court, man. They're going to pretty much outlaw a lot of plastic surgeries in this country where your government agents can't get no plastic surgery to steal people's identities in America. That's medical fraud, too. They even have documents, don't they, in reference to people that get nose jobs, that they're not allowed to try to hurt people with small noses. I got a small nose. Everybody knows that. And this government man was trying to steal my identity. So who do you think you are? Like, you didn't think my identity and my American status outranked your criminal activities of where you're trying to steal my identity? You're caught from the first move you ever made, man. You have no legal right whatsoever. And you're violating the professionalism of this country with your teeth mutilations and your satellite abuses. You need to go to court, freak. Claim you're in competition with people? Damaging people's teeth? When they check a person's DNA, they'd be like, wait a minute, that person's teeth wouldn't be like that. There's nothing wrong with their DNA. They're healthy. But you've been injuring people with satellites and burning people's mouths. Obviously, you're incompetent because you're trying to confuse me with one of your secret agents that are breaking the law trying to steal my identity. You thought you'd try to steal the prominent positions of this country, of people's identities and people's wealth. They need to check your DNA, man, and arrest you for your crimes.